So it looks like Biden is finally ready to deal with the border. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson is at the White House tonight with executive action that's expected this week.
That's right, Kat. Officials say the White House expects to roll out these new executive actions by Tuesday before the president departs for Normandy. Earlier on Fox News Sunday, House Speaker Mike Johnson weighed in.
It's too little, too late. Now he's trying to desperately show the American people somehow that he wants to address the issue that he himself created. Now he wants to issue some sort of executive order, I guess, to show that, oh, no, he really does care about the issue. The only reason he's doing that is because the polls say that it's the biggest issue in America.
And shifting over to Gaza, one of the lingering questions is, Kat, whose peace plan is this? Is it Biden's? Is it the Israelis? Is it Hamas's? Earlier, John Kirby, the top Democrat in the House, called the plans different names.
That proposal, an Israeli proposal, has been given to Hamas. It was done on Thursday night, our time. We're waiting for an official response from Hamas. We would note that publicly, Hamas officials came out and welcomed this proposal.
It's my hope that Prime Minister Netanyahu, consistent with what has been done by the Israeli War Cabinet, which is to unanimously adopt the Biden peace plan.
Now, just one problem there, Kat. One member of Israel's war cabinet, the defense minister, says leaving Hamas in power is a non-starter. Biden says the plan removes Hamas from power, so it appears both sides remain far apart, Kat.
Thank you. Now to this. Is the media right in its claim that Democrats are in a full-blown freak-out over Biden? Earlier on Fox News Sunday, Biden surrogate Ro Khanna said, not him.
Are you one of the Democrats freaking out?
I'm not, Shannon. The last 20 years, this country, the national elections are always very close. They're usually decided by a few percent in a few states. This is going to be a very, very close election. And I think that's what Democrats recognize, that it's a hard-fought battle. We have to have a better economic vision in showing what we're going to do to improve people's lives.
Concha, you love Joe Biden. You talk about it all the time.
I wrote a book about him.
Yeah.
Bestseller.
So do you think that this is true? Do you think that nobody's freaking out, that it's always kind of like this?
You know what I love more than Joe Biden? I love numbers.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden is polling lower than any president at this stage of his presidency than any in history. That is meaningful. And it's not like Joe Biden's going to get better with age, like a fine wine. He's more like cottage cheese. And as we know, that doesn't get better with age. Civics has a poll out today. They do state polling, all right? In 48 out of 50 states, Joe Biden is underwater. Underwater meaning his approval is below his disapproval. Only folks in Hawaii and Massachusetts slightly approve of the job he's doing, which means he's well underwater in states like California, New York, and Illinois. He's 22 points underwater in the state of Delaware, which is quite blue, the Blueheads, you know. So that's why I think he's acting as far as this executive order, and finally doing something he could have done years ago and shutting down the border if border crossings go above 4,000. This is something that he knows he has to do because he is as vulnerable on this issue as he is on inflation.
Well, Guy, what's always interesting to me is the messaging that comes out saying, you know, Trump is this uniquely awful figure. So the Democrats are saying he's this uniquely awful figure. But then why aren't you doing better then?
Right. If Trump
what does that say about you?
Uniquely terrible, and we are losing to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's difficult. I think that's why the freakout's happening in the Democratic Party. I don't think that this is a fait accompli that Trump is going to necessarily win the election. I think he could. I think Biden absolutely could still win this thing. But there are a lot of Democrats that I talk to in D.C. and elsewhere who will say under their breath, off the record, yeah, we're stuck with him, but we can't really do anything about it at this point. But we wish we were going into battle with someone else. And increasingly, they're starting to say it on the record. But we're getting closer and closer to the nominating contests. We're 5 months out from this election. So all of the whining isn't going to do them any good. By the way, just one other point on the border issue that Lucas was talking about in that report. Joe Biden told us a few weeks ago he doesn't have the authority to do any more than he already has. He said, I can't do any executive orders because I've exhausted my authority. And surprise, surprise, they've discovered some new executive orders. I guess that the authority just came out of nowhere. And now he's going to try to pull this political manipulation to do something that he just got finished telling us that he couldn't do. And I love this idea. Oh, well, if border crossings exceed, 4,000 a day, then they'll shut down the border. I hear that, and I hear they can shut down the border. They are just choosing not to until thousands a day come across. I would love an explanation on that, how that is a coherent, either of those things are coherent policies.
And we may get an explanation, right?
And from Karine Jean-Pierre, good luck.
Anita, what are your thoughts?
Well, just picking up on Joe's theme about numbers. Yesterday, I mentioned this, and I think it bears repeating. Maybe part of the reason for the freakout is that Trump is leading Biden in some key states, Nevada, Georgia, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. I mean, those are key swing states. So, I mean, that's got to be causing a sense of unease. But I will say what Ro Khanna said, at the end of the day, this is going to tighten up. I mean, this is going to be a close election. Yeah. And, it always tightens up towards the end. And it always is those few percentage points in those, those key states that we'll be watching.
Yes. Yeah. We'll all be watching. And I know you'll be watching with us, America.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.